Good afternoon, morning, nighttime, whatever time of day it is you're listening to, good whatever, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of B3.
Yes,
Now,
we are back again.
we are back. We still have some more divisions to go through, and then we're not even done after that. We still have quite a bit more content for y'all to listen to. It's going to be a great time. I love to say this. This is my favorite saying.
Here
These
we
are
go.
exciting times, you guys. These are very exciting. Put that on a t-shirt.
See, I thought that was going to be a different statement where you're going to say Rob Manfred is trash because that's how we start every episode. But I respect that you changed it up.
I was going to get to that. So I guess Brandon broke it. I have to say the line. As always,
Sorry, broke the seal.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, Rob Manfred is trying to ruin the game of baseball. He is an absolute clown.
Straight up clown.
No, he's terrible. We will talk about that today because of the little, or should I say lack of hand slapping of a certain team in this garbage division that I'm going to rip to shreds. But, the whole cheating scandal that pissed everyone in baseball off, let me rephrase. If the Astros scandal did not piss you off, either you don't know anything about baseball, or B, you're an Astros simp. Like there's no other way.
Yes.
You have to be pissed off.
Yeah, especially because they won.
Exactly. Like if they would have lost, like, haha, you still cheated and lost. Like we all would have had a good laugh about it. But I feel bad for the Dodgers. Yeah, they're like the Patriots now, dude. They have made the Yankees look like the Care Bears.
Yeah.
America hates the Astros. I'll get to it. We'll get to it. I will have a whole rant about it.
I mean, that's what happens.
That's what happens. Yeah, we have to hate you. If you cheat, we have to hate you. We don't have any special guests this week because we don't know anybody out west. So if you are listening and you know something about the AL West, hopefully we will. Yes, I would love to bring more people on. This is great. I love having people involved.
Absolutely.
But our listeners haven't gotten a chance to just hear us in quite a few weeks, so I think that's a great way to get back to the basics, too.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I think it's been since like week 1 or week 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. But
that's all right. We good. We back.
We're back. We have to
good.
Back. Exactly. So I guess the first team I don't know how the hell they finished in first place. They just came out of nowhere. The Oakland A's at 36.
They're really good at this.
They are. And I do not understand it.
They're really good at just being that team that's just there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just exist.
Okay. Yes, losing Hendricks and Semien. Semien, I don't know how much hurts them because he's a one-year player at this point. I don't want to say that, but he kind of is so far. And Liam Hendricks, yes, great closer for you guys, awesome. But he's a guy who's been released by 4 different organizations.
And he got
so he was a guy that you literally just found and worked. Yeah. So 1 or 2 years now, but so an Oakland starting rotation is still young and solid. They have a bunch of guys that could win 10 games. You don't know. And that's how Oakland operates. They just randomly they go into the minors you look like you can throw 80, 90, 95. Sure, we'll bring you up. And
shout out to Sean Shemaiah, however you say his name. Shout out to that guy. Dude went to high school.
All those guys are
just away from me. Shout out to him.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they just bring up pitching prospects that are solid. You still got Chapman.
Yes.
You still have Matt Olson, who's
well, I've seen him in
hit 230 and hit 40 bombs, so that's exciting.
Right.
I'm sorry?
I think it was Matt Olson's in trade rumors right now.
I will be the happiest person in all of Boston if somehow we swing that deal.
Dude, I can't remember for the life of me where they
not
said.
Happen. I'd be shocked if they traded him because he's still under a very controllable situation.
That's fair, but it is a winnable division as well. Obviously they just did it. So I think it would be stupid to dump him now.
And, their outfield is not great, but, it's decent enough that, it's Oakland. So, whatever. They
Right.
somehow win ball games, and they just do it in a very ugly fashion. That's just how they do things.
Right. I,
So,
I
I mean,
myself, I wouldn't like as Ben, I would hate for them to trade Matt Olson while a championship window is open. But as a Chicago Cubs fan, I'm used to
same.
that shit.
I don't
so,
want them to trade him.
right. They should
I
definitely
could see
hang
them
on to
maybe at the deadline. Like if they're a deadline situation, I could see it.
him.
But
I
as
could
it
see
stands
that
right
if they're
now, there's
not
no reason. There's no reason.
exactly. I don't really understand
And like
that
they didn't
Elvis
really
Andrus
bring it.
for Chris Davis trade.
I
Don't get that
understand
one.
it. I understand it because Texas is paying a lot of Andrus's contract,
That's fair.
and Chris Davis hits 230, and yeah, he's gonna hit home runs, but he took a major step back, like a lot of players did last year.
Yeah,
And
2020.
and he can't play the outfield. So if you're Oakland, who just lost Marcus Semien playing shortstop, it kind of makes sense.
It does.
Granted,
Yeah, that's fair.
yes, Elvis Andrus is very overpaid, and he's not the player he was, but still, like, he's an everyday shortstop, and you're paying probably 50 cents to the dollar.
That's fair.
For
And
him
plus,
right now.
that's bad contract for bad contract, I suppose.
It is. It's a bad contract for a bad contract, but Texas is paying part of Andrus, so it's really not that bad.
No, that makes sense. And going back to Liam Hendricks, yeah, he was like good 1 or 2 years. I find it comical
They'll
that
find
he
some random
left
guy
this
to be the
team.
closer.
Yeah, I find it comical that he left this team to go to the team that they beat in the playoffs.
I mean, it's just because I can almost guarantee Oakland didn't even try to offer him anything because
Not.
Oakland will outprice themselves before players even like sign anywhere else.
Yeah,
Like they know what they are. They know they don't have the money, so they just are like, all right, you're a free agent. Okay,
that's why the Raiders got out because who the hell wants to go to Oakland?
Yeah,
sorry,
like,
but that's just like the thing. I know Chicago is
like,
cold.
Oakland, like,
Yeah.
Like they brought in Mitch Moreland, like that'll be fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's no one on that team that I'm like, yes, that's a stud. Like Chapman's decent, but he's a defensive guy. If him and Olsen just combined into one player, they'd be fine.
That's fair.
But they don't. So.
I think they're going to regress a little bit, but I definitely think they're still going to be in the wild card conversation this year.
I had them ranging from 80 to 83 wins.
Okay, that's fair. I put them at 79. So
yeah, that's my safe guess with them because they could go all the way up to 90 or they could drop to 60.
That's fair. Hot take.
It literally just depends on how their roster kind of happens.
That's fair. Hot take. I put them third place in the division this year. Third place.
I got them in third as well.
Okay, I like to hear that. You know what time it is.
Third, yes. I had to count there how many teams are in the division.
I've been waiting for this moment.
I know. Let it out.
I've been waiting for this moment.
I don't have a trash can near me, but
I have been doing such a great job at cleaning it up, but I have to unload on this one. I really do.
Do it. Go for it.
On my laundry list of things to say about the Houston Astros, first and foremost, this will be the only time that I use the F word that's not fraudulent in this episode. Hopefully for a long time. I don't want to use it, but I have to here. First off, at Houston Astros, fuck you.
Yeah.
You deserve – I'm sorry. They deserve that one. I'm sorry. Yep. They deserve that one. I won't say it again.
We're still PG-13. It's only one F word, so we're good.
Exactly. They deserve that one. They really did. If you think that we've forgotten about 2019, no, we did not forget when it broke.
We did.
You think you got lucky in 2020? Oh, no fans. Yeah, maybe they'll forget. We didn't forget.
They're still going to – I mean, Altuve is going to be booed out of the building still.
Him and Bregman, they're absolute clowns.
Bregman, Correa.
Yeah, I used to respect them.
I think Springer got out.
Springer was smart to leave.
Out. Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah. Dude's rib cage is gonna be in a lot better condition than some of these other guys.
Yeah, Altuve is gonna get hit a lot.
Oh, with that
he's
sorry
gonna get booed
excuse
out
for
of
an
every
apology.
stadium they play in.
Yeah. I do have to say, last postseason, them taking on this we're the underdogs thing Go jump off a cliff. Screw you. No, you're not.
Yeah, you're not the underdog. You're just the most hated team in baseball.
We just hate you. It's not that we don't think we're good. We just hate you.
Yeah.
So
like your team's good.
That. Right. So we're gonna let them hear it.
You guys have.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, like, there are players on that team that I actually like that were not involved in that situation. Like Yordan Alvarez, I love him to death. Like Kyle Tucker is gonna be solid, but like, how do you look at that team with, like, even like, and this is the thing, like, I personally don't know this, and I don't think many people do. Like, how if the pitchers were involved in any way, shape, or form, but like, does this now go as a blemish towards Verlander? Like, being part of it.
That one's tough because he was great in Detroit, but now it's like, I don't know.
But like, it's also like, were they involved? Because if you're gonna say like, oh, you hate the Astros hitters, if the pitchers were involved too, like, you can't just say, well, they got away with it too, you know? And like, it's funny to me, as Alex Cora is my manager, so I say this with a very small dose of reality. Like, I think he knows what he did was wrong, and he was part of it, and that's fine. But like, people that say that, like, oh, he did it with Boston, like, just because someone did something years ago does not mean they did it now. You know, like, I mean, Beltran getting fired before he even managed was pretty funny.
I thought that was hilarious. That was a very New York Mets thing to do too.
The Mets have been great lately too. Like, they fired their GM for being a rapist, so that's exciting.
Yeah, he was a piece of crap.
But like, the Astros, like, and the thing is, like, with this whole situation, they didn't even take themselves to be accountable. They just blew it off.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then they put out these like sorry excuse for an apologies. Like, I think it was Altuve. There was someone else that did it too. Was it Bregman?
It was just bullshit. It was clear as day that they were just trying to get away with it.
Right. And what sucks is, like, they're still going to be solid this year. Like, they get a healthy Verlander back.
I mean,
they got
Altuve hit 200.
Colors. Yeah. They were surprisingly bad. Yeah. I mean, they finished under 500 last year.
Yeah. So
Michael Brantley should have left when he did. I don't know why he just didn't go to why he didn't go to Toronto when it was reported. Like, he should have just done it.
Yeah. Well, they got Springer, so they're good.
Right. Ultimately, I hope that just for America's sake, they just completely suck.
Verlander, who else do they have?
I know they still have Greinke and McCullers.
Right.
I think that's it. That's
this team is a second place team. Maybe.
I have them close, but I put them in first just because, I have the feeling that they're going to do it to us.
I see my division, this whole division kind of is based around Seattle. And I'll explain why once we get to them. But, like, if Houston goes back to form, they're winning the division. Cut, dry, done. If they struggle like they did in 2020, they could end up in fourth place.
That's fair.
So, I mean, like, I think in this division, the only spot that's, like, for sure on who's going to end up in this spot is Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it really
like,
is. Yeah.
They're bad.
Speaking of the Mariners, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know much about this team other than the fact that they have Corey Seager's brother. And I know Mitch Haniger and that Kyle Lewis is a stud.
So Seattle has arguably the best prospects for a loaded outfield that anyone has had in a very long time. It's not confirmed whether these guys are going to start the season in the majors because the president was just super racist about the whole thing, and they fired him because he said that his players can't speak English. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah. Can't do that.
Bad move. But like you said, like, Lewis is solid. That I think is I always butcher his last name, but I think it's Jared Kalenic or whatever. He's a stud. He's like cut comparisons like Jacoby Ellsbury.
Wow.
Julio Rodriguez, who's supposedly this stud left fielder that they're going to be getting, he has like comparisons to like a little bit less powerful like Giancarlo, and who doesn't strike out as much. Yeah. So like, you have those guys potentially all coming up. You've sucked for the last like 4 years, so you have plenty of prospects coming. You have a shortstop who's coming up who's going to be I think he's in Double A right now. I think he's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
Like if these guys come up, who knows? Like, and I don't think they have anything else besides that. But like if these kids come up and they're productive, like this team could be a second place team, third place team. Like
right, they
without that, I have them in fourth.
I do too. I put them in fourth.
But if you have these young kids come up and they produce, okay.
I mean, I've seen it before. I've seen my team go from last place to yeah.
Yeah, so if they come up and these kids hit, like they're supposed to, I say kids like we're old, but like if they come up and they're studs, like okay, cool. Now
if they come up and they're studs, they're first place pitching,
which shouldn't be hard. Yeah, right, exactly. So if they come up and these guys are good, okay, now we can talk. But until then, I had them in fourth, winning like 74 games.
Yeah, I put them at 76. I don't like to bet on prospects. I take the safe bet there. I've seen prospects fail. I've seen them succeed, but ultimately, like, I don't want to put too many cookies in the cookie jar here.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much unless that they change their direction from what that president said, that none of these guys are going to start the season on the Major League roster.
No, they're probably all going to start AAA, so they can. They're going to do the Chris Bryant arbitration grievance crap. Here we go. Here we go, boys and girls. Seattle fans, get ready because I know exactly where you're headed. You want to keep any of these guys in 5 years? They're going to remember this. Trust me. They're going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed if you make them stay a whole another year. This one might be one of my favorite. LA Angels.
The Angels.
I love me some Angels. Casual Angels fan. I just don't have my cap yet.
My thing with this team is they have made so many mistakes over the past 10 years.
Pain.
That they're still kind of paying for.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Pujols.
Yes, you drafted Mike Trout. That is a 1 in a billion opportunity. Wonderful.
And he sold his soul to the city of Los Angeles.
You signed Josh Hamilton. You get Justin Upton. You signed C.J. Wilson. Those are 4 contracts that have been so restricting on this team that, like, they can't do anything. No. I mean, they started doing some things this year. Like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, like signing Anthony Rendon last year.
That was great.
Big move.
They needed that.
Like, very big move. Yes, yeah. But, like, you look around, and, like, you bring in Ohtani, who, yes, Ohtani hasn't – I mean, he won Rookie of the Year, but he hasn't been this MVP that everybody thought he was going to be. But we forget that this kid's 24. Like,
yeah, he's 1 year older than me.
But you look around this team, and you're like, okay, Justin Upton, 35 years old. He'll be gone soon. Pujols, he'll be gone soon. That's like $200 million right there.
Yeah, plus they have, Joe Adell on the rise. He's going to be a stud.
And, like, Joe Adell's a stud. Brandon Marsh is a stud. Like, both those guys could fill up that outfield with Trout, and you're set. With that.
I mean, their rotation got better too. It was absolute trash last year. But bringing Jose Quintana and Alex Cobb are great additions.
And they're very low-key signings.
They really are.
They have someone else, too, in the rotation.
I know Dylan Bundy's still there. Dylan Bundy was probably the only Angels starter last year that did not piss me off.
I thought they had – do they have Andrew Heaney still?
I'm trying to think. I
believe
they still have Andrew Heaney. Yeah, they still have him.
The Angels have had some bad luck. Like, let's not downplay that. Like, Tyler Skaggs passing tragically.
Yeah,
that's tough because he was probably their best pitcher. So, some things are out of your control. That happened. But, like, when you look at a roster and you have Mike Trout as your cornerstone and you can't put a at least somewhat competitive ball club out there, and I get it. It's not like the NBA or the NFL where you bring in one player and they change over. That's not a thing here.
Right.
In baseball. But you could at least bring in guys who are comparable to Mike Trout that can help the ball club win. It doesn't have to be another superstar. Anthony Rendon was a great signing, and he's going to be helpful. That's great. But, like, bring in pieces that can actually help this ball club. Like, your bullpen, I think I could name one guy in their bullpen.
Right.
Like, the rotation are a bunch of guys who are 4s at best.
Right.
So, like,
my thing Go ahead.
And like you can't fault them. They tried for Bauer. They tried.
They did.
But you got to, and you don't really have a farm system. So like, what's kind of your play here? Like you kind of have to see what happens, but you also don't want to waste my Trout.
No, absolutely. I'm kind of pleased that they went out and got Raisel Iglesias out of the NL Central. We don't have to worry about him in Cincinnati anymore.
That's a good pickup for them.
That
I do
is
respect that
back
pickup.
into the
And they got
back.
Jose Iglesias to play short, which pretty much is just pretty much an exact copy of Anderson Simmons. But
Yeah, I mean, losing Andrelton Simmons sucks, but I mean, it's good that they have someone behind him.
But I mean, that's pretty much the same player. They're both just nasty at defense. They can't hit shit.
Right. I think that this team, they're going to be aggressive in this upcoming offseason. I very much think that personally, I would say that the Los Angeles Angels should be considered the favorites right now to land Trevor Story in free agency.
I would not be shocked.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're the Angels right now, what are you going to trade for him? Because you're not trading O'Dell and you're not trading Marsh.
I think they're going to be I think they'll be in a position to at least sign him. I don't know if they're going to add him at the deadline, but I think they're going to be aggressive in the December or January next
Yeah,
year.
I think you pursue as a free agent. I don't think if you're the Angels, you can't be dumb and trade for him at the deadline because if he walks, you literally just lost your prospect.
For nothing, because this team's not going to win the World Series this year. No, absolutely no way.
No, absolutely not.
What you have though is you seen it at Tampa and you saw it in Chicago. When you sign Joe Maddon to be your manager, Joe Maddon's a great manager. He's going to be my favorite manager until my dying breath. Like, I love that man. I will forever be grateful for what he did.
For sure.
Exactly. But the thing is, when you sign Joe Maddon to lead your team, the clock starts ticking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his method of coaching, yes, it's great. I've read the book about him. It's great. It's very enlightening. But that style of managing only works for so long before guys become way too comfortable. And you saw it in Chicago. Like the reports that were coming out in 2019, the year that they said, okay, we're parting ways. You had guys that weren't even, and Javier Baez confirmed this. You had guys that weren't even, doing voluntary batting cage before the game or whatever. Like they were just, I don't know what they were doing. They didn't prepare themselves for the game.
They got very lazy.
Yes, they became lazy because there was even a great quote, like guys wouldn't come into the game prepared. They would get going as the game was already going on. So, we would give up 2 or 3 runs in the first 3 innings and, oh, shit, we're playing from behind. And that was a continuous thing for 2 years.
Yeah.
So that clock is ticking.
I think Madden's the type of guy he'll find ways to get this team wins that they probably wouldn't get.
Yep.
But if this team wins the division, it's not going to be with 100 wins. So,
it'll be low 90s if this team wins the division.
Yeah, and it's going they're going to have to make a move for a pitcher.
Oh, they are. They're going to have. If they aren't in, I know that they've been linked to Jake Odorizzi at the time of this recording. Like I read it today. They're in on Jake Odorizzi. So, hey, who knows? Past Ben might have just predicted
at this point,
signing.
Just pay him whatever the hell he wants.
Honestly, yeah. After the garbage dumpster fire of the rotation last year, they need to do something.
Even if they tell him, okay, we're not going to give you your 4-year deal. Just give him 2 and 30. There you go.
I mean, if you were prepared to give Trevor Bauer whatever he wanted, bring it down. You don't have Trevor Bauer. Take the money you were going to give Trevor and give it to Odorizzi.
Yeah, and I mean, you need it.
They have to. This team cannot – they're not going to be good. Their lineup is amazing on paper. Their lineup on paper is probably a high 90s win count, but their pitching brings it down.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Yep.
And even bringing in the Iglesias, you're not going to change the ball. You're not going to change things. You still have to get
He'll be good, but he won't be
a
as
starter,
effective.
and you still got to get to Iglesias.
Exactly. Your starter's not handing the ball to Iglesias every night.
No.
The wild card, no. The wild card is possible this year with a somewhat better pitching staff. I'll give them that. It's better than it looked like last year. They're trying. My hot take, I did give them second place this year. I put them at 84 wins.
Yeah. I mean, they know exactly what kind of they're stuck with right now.
Yep.
They don't
they
have
know
the
what
prospects.
they need to do.
to make big moves. So they're going out and getting guys who they can get to pitch 5 to 6 innings and hope for the best.
Absolutely, 100%. I think they'll be a monster next offseason, but until those Pujols and Upton contracts come off, you're kind of just handcuffed to
Once those come off, that's when things will get interesting.
The Los Angeles Angels.
Here's my bold prediction for the Angels next offseason. Bold prediction: Angels next offseason. They signed Trevor Story.
Yep.
And they make a huge splash after his return from Tommy John surgery and sign Noah Syndergaard.
Ooh. That's spicy. Is he in his contract's coming off the book? He's a free agent next year?
He's a free agent at the end of this year.
I like that. I think.
But the thing is, if you're the Angels and you get into a bidding war with the Mets, you're fucked.
Oh, absolutely. Steve Cohen will give him whatever he wants.
The only thing that could help them is the Mets are going to be all about re-signing Lindor.
That's true.
That's going to be their big focus. So maybe they'll get blinded for just long enough that you can give Syndergaard a real offer, and he might slide your way.
They're going to need, if they are going to get Noah Syndergaard, they're going to have to do it while they're trying to get Lindor locked down.
And that's going to be hell.
Yeah. It's easier to go get Trevor Story than it's going to be to get Francisco Lindor.
Oh, Story will be easy. Because the only team you're going to have to bid with Story is thinking on baseball here. Maybe Atlanta. That's
fair. You know who else is coming up, I think, that I could very much see
unless
happening.
Gleyber Torres just sucks ass this year. Unless Torres just sucks ass this year with the Yankees don't need Story.
Well, you know who else could be an option for a shortstop for the Angels next year?
Huh.
The same guy that's played shortstop for Joe Madden before, Javier Baez. He's going to be a free agent if the Cubs don't re-sign him, and I don't think that they're going to because we're a bunch of cheap asses.
Yeah. Well, then you could have a potential offseason next year of Story, Baez, and Lindor all free.
Yeah. And you know what? Screw it. While we're adding former Cubs, let's just replace Albert Pujols with Anthony Rizzo. Why not? We'll put the 2016 Cubs in LA.
Jesus Christ.
Why not?
And you could put Bryant in left and replace Upton.
There you go. Don't tell Joe Madden's going to get ideas from this podcast. Moving into,
I don't think that's going to happen, but
yeah, probably not. I could do it on the show when I get it. I could do it and try it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I got to get a PS5 first before I can do that.
That's fair. I really wish that we wouldn't have saved this team for last because God help them.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say for the Texas Rangers. They're just gonna have fun in 2020.
They're such an awkward club because I was watching the baseball draft of 2020 because I'm prepping for my fantasy baseball league that's a franchise league and we draft prospects. Mm-hmm. They are the worst team I've ever seen draft in the past 5 years.
Yeah,
it's like they're blindfolded when they draft.
Yeah,
and then I don't get it. They don't make any sense with any of their moves.
No, and they're holding on to some of these guys for way too long too.
I get it. Beltre, all right, don't let go. You knew he was going to be done. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
But Elvis Andrews should have been traded 4 years ago.
Yes, he should have, and they would have got a better return then.
And then I don't even know who else is on this ball club at this point.
I'm going to be completely honest. The only name in their rotation that I know was Mike Foltynewicz, and that's because they just signed him, I guess. I didn't even know that he signed. Probably a minor league contract, I would assume.
But this team makes no sense. Okay, why would you trade for Corey Kluber where your team was at?
Yep. They don't make sense.
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
And you have a new ballpark. How do you put this team into a new ballpark?
Yeah.
It worked out. You got lucky there was no fans. But still.
Dude, not the first fans in this new stadium weren't even Rangers fans. They weren't even Rangers. That's so sad. That's so sad.
You hate to see it.
You really hate to see it. But, like, how long I think that they're going to hold on to Joey Gallo. I think they may have already held on to Joey Gallo too long, honestly.
Yeah, they haven't traded him yet.
Yep. He's going to be what?
The thing
Josh
is, like,
Hamilton?
Joey Gallo, he's not a guy who's going to get you anything.
No.
That's the problem.
He just, hits for power, and that's it.
Yeah.
He's an overrated Kyle Schwarber.
I mean, he's not terrible in the field.
That's fair.
But he's definitely not a Gold Glover.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That roster, man. If I was the GM, I would just look at this roster. I would just trade anything I could.
That's fair. I like that they're getting younger for the future, I guess. But
they have no choice.
Yeah. What they got isn't working.
No one's going to sign with them. So
no.
Oh, what's the point?
That's fair. If I'm going to play baseball,
and they have so much money that they're just sitting on because they can't do anything with it.
No, because it's gonna be like that episode of SpongeBob where they make all that money and then they're giving out free bags of money. That's what the Rangers are gonna do this summer.
That's what the Rangers are gonna be doing.
When fans come into their stadium, when they come back, they're just gonna give them free bags of money. That's what they're gonna do. Like, sorry, we can't put a good team on the field. Here's your money back.
We're sorry.
Yeah. Those poor
we didn't put a major league team together.
Yeah, you could probably watch their AAA team and it's going to be better.
Possibly.
I did not put them at 70 wins. I put them at 69. Yeah.
You just want to do that on purpose. But I had them winning 62.
Maybe. That's fair. Yeah, it's probably going to be lower. There's no way they're going to make it 70.
Good.
No, they're terrible. They're going to be very bad. I don't think they'll be Rockies bad, but I think they're going to be bad.
The thing is, like, the Rockies at least have Trevor Story and Charlie Blackmon and Germán Marquez and Jonathan Gray. This team has nothing.
No, they have absolutely nothing.
It's
I feel so bad.
With the Rockies is the Rockies have to play the Dodgers and Padres so much.
Yeah, dude, that's
whereas the Rangers can kind of get away with playing. I mean, they're not great teams. They're not the Dodgers and Padres, but, like, they can possibly beat some of these teams because no one's going to give them the light of day.
Right, and this is just like a very division.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't excite me. Like, it's going to be close, but it doesn't excite. Like, I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's potential that two teams could be in the playoffs, but there's also potential that barely one makes it. So, it'll be interesting.
Well, at least one will make it because they have to have those division winners, but two might be stretching. I think there's some better teams out there in the other divisions.
Yeah, because it's not extended playoff this year, right?
I don't believe so.
So if it's not, then they're not getting two. There's no way.
Right off the bat, I will take the White Sox or the Rays over any of these teams.
Yeah. Or the Yankees, because the Blue Jays win the East.
Like we're talking at least three other wild card teams that would be better. Yeah, there's four. There's four other teams that would be better than any of these teams right now.
And, like, Scott won't admit it because he's down on the Indians right now. But, like, you could argue the Indians could be the second best team in the West if they were in that division.
They could. Their pitching alone is going to keep them in games. Yeah. So, their pitching staff is honestly better than anything in this division.
I don't know. We'll see kind of what happens because there's so many guys. I mean, this whole 2020 thing messed up everybody.
Yes, it did.
So who knows what players are going to be what this year, what players are going to be breakout players, who's going to slump. Like, we have no idea.
No, we do not.
I mean, this whole season is just going to be a huge guessing game.
Yeah.
And we're just going to hope for the best.
I hope the Astros are frauds. I really do. For America's sake, I hope
they win 61 games.
I hope
they won't, but
40.
I wish they would.
I hope they lose 120 games. I really do. That would be great. All right. Well, I think that does it for the AL West. Like we said, not really much anything exciting.
No.
I didn't want to do this one last just because it's not exciting. I didn't want to end our preseason outlook that way. I am very excited for the next one. I think we only have one more division left.
We do, and it's going to be one that you're going to be kind of happy about.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about it yet. I really don't. I have no words right now because the way it all started, it's like let's send us all the way to the basement and like oh, it's been a roller coaster. It really has.
I feel that. I got you.
It started off I hate baseball. Now I love it again. So I'm ready.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is sometimes.
Yep, baseball.
But, I
is
mean,
a
we'll
game
get
that
you there.
plays
We'll
with
get you through it. We got Scott through his Cleveland Indians one, so we'll get you through the Cubs one.
I already got my candles ready just in case.
All right, well, just in case. That's always good.
Just in case, we'll have the candles
All right,
ready.
until
We'll have
next time now.
Until
But
next
until next
time,
you'll catch us on the Apple Podcast. You can catch us on YouTube.
Yep.
Catch us on Spotify. Please make sure that you're liking everything that you see if you do like our content, because it's very important for us. Subscribe, follow, all good things. Leave that 5-star review. All of that helps us out tremendously and actually makes us more excited to do these.
It really does.
So please keep doing that. And obviously, we'll keep pumping out the content. So until next time, hopefully Ben will be ready for it when we do the Central. But that's when we'll get to is the NL Centrals next. So until next time.
A game. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great night, day, whatever time of day.
Game.
Yep, you got it.
Season, whatever. Whatever you do on your daily basis, have a good one.
Have a good one, y'all. Bye.